Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going over what's the difference between a local script and a regular script. So in the last video, what we did was we made this simple player UI where they can see settings and they can play the game. It wasn't nothing too crazy. Let me turn that back off. But today, what I want to go over is the difference between a local script and a server-side script. So, pretty much, what a server-side script does is it transfers stuff to all players through the server, and this counts for anything such as stats, such as any type of movement of blocks or teleportation. But you can actually move the players and teleport them around through local scripts. That is really cool, but I'll get into that in a minute. Anyways, but yeah, and then you can shoot events in the world with server-side scripts after certain requirements are hit. But with local scripts, that's anything that the player only sees, so such as custom UI elements that they're messing with, or anything they do that no one else should see, it reflects on the client itself instead of the server. So, hold on, I'm gonna take a drink. Let me go ahead and show off something cool that we can do with the server-sided. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab a block. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna resize it real fast. I'm gonna go ahead and anchor it so it doesn't fly around. I'm gonna say get player from touch part. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get the player from them touching it on this block. So let's go ahead and let's put a script in here real fast. We're gonna say local players equals game get service, and we're gonna get the player service. And then we're gonna say local part equals script up here. And local function on touch. So we'll say let's see. We'll say, let me think. What should we make it do if they touch it? If players, then, and then I'm actually gonna put argument in here. We're gonna, instead of doing so what we're gonna do is do an argument. Let me show you how this is gonna work. So we're gonna say part dot. Oh my gosh, if I can type. Oh my gosh. Part dot touched. We're gonna connect this to the function on touch, and for this we're gonna do other part as the argument. So other part is essentially gonna be any other part that the player touches on this part. It will transfer their character info to here. So we'll say if we get the player service, then we'll say local player equals players get character from player, and I'm gonna say other part, and then we're gonna print our player to make sure this works. So let's go ahead and let's go to our view and let's get our output enabled. So we should see whenever I touch this, it should transfer the player information. Oh, it's nailing. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. Oh, I know why it's not working. Ah, man. Okay. So we're gonna say local character equals equals, what am I gonna do? I guess I'd, yeah, as a part up here, we'll do that. And then local player equals character get equals players get player from character, and we're gonna get it from the character. And now we're gonna print the player. There we go. Okay. So essentially what we just did is we were getting it from the other part, and we should see it. Yep. So why is returning no right there? I don't know why it's returning no. Anyways. This is gonna get our player. So now that we're getting the player from that, we're gonna say, oops. We're gonna say if player, then we're gonna say part dot transparency equals 0, and then part dot can touch equals false. And we're actually gonna stretch transparency to 1 to make it invisible. And we're gonna say part dot can collide equals false. So what should happen is whenever I touch this, it makes it to where the part just disappears. Boom. Sweet. Okay. So that's pretty cool. But you're probably wondering why we got the player for that. Well, one thing we can do with local scripts through this is we can actually make a remote event in our replicated storage that gets triggered based off of what happens in this script. And we can pass remote events between client-based scripts and server-side scripts. So let's go ahead, let's get a remote event, and let's say player touches block, or touches part. We can't say block. This isn't Minecraft. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Part event. Alright, so with that, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna make a new GUI real fast. We're gonna call this screen GUI, then notification GUI, notification GUI. Let's go ahead and get a frame for this, and then we're gonna, like we always do, we're gonna anchor it 0.5, 0.5. Come down here, drag it out, or actually I'm just gonna set the sizes to make it easier. 400. Size in the middle. Let's say main frame. Go ahead and grab a UI corner. Make it all clean. And then I'm going to get a UI stroke. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to set the color of the stroke to be, it'll be fine black. We'll set the thickness to 5. Or actually, I might change that. I want the background color to be black and make the UI stroke white. So we'll do that. Black and then make that white. There we go. So then I'm going to go ahead and get a text label. We're going to say notify, maybe, notify text label. There we go. So we're going to go our anchor, 0.5, 0.5, maybe. There. And I'm going to grab this text label, put it in the middle. We're going to do UI corner. Or actually, we don't need a new UI corner for that, because I'm going to get rid of the background, so it doesn't matter. Do that. Set the text to be, I'm going to go dink one, I like that one. And we're going to go ahead and set text scaled, and then text color is going to be white. There we go. Okay, and then let's go ahead and change the text real fast. We'll say place folder text. There we go. So now that we got that, what we want to do is look at our position on this, because we got to make a script that can get all this info, pass it through, and work. So I will say one thing I'm going to do with this here in a minute is we're going to move this to the replicated storage. That way we can move it and we can clone it, put it into the player starter UI, and get it from there. So we're about to do all that. Guys, so hopping back in, like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna Control C this and we're gonna paste it into our replicated storage real fast. Oops. And to do that, just Shift Control V, boom. Alright, so with that pasted in there, what we need to do is grab a local script, and this will be called our notification manager. So what we want to do is do local player, oops, not caps, player equals game.players.local player. So it's easier to get a local player and a local script just because it's a local script, it's only through the client side, so we can just grab the player really easily. So with the player now, we're going to do local replicated storage equals game service replicated storage. So this is going to get our replicated storage that's right here. And then we're going to say local replicated GUI equals replicated storage. Find first child, and we're going to grab the notifications GUI. There we go. So then now, what we're going to do is local player GUI equals player.player GUI. So now that I got that all set up, what we want to go through and do is set positions for this for the tween service on the frame. Oops. And before we do that, we gotta get the tween service real fast. So we'll do local tween service equals game get service tween service. There we go. Alright. So now that we got all that, we want to get the different parts of the GUI so we can animate it. But we don't gotta worry about that right now. So we'll do local frame mainframe to position equals Ep.2 I couldn't think for a second. And then we're gonna set this to be well, we want it to end up a little higher actually, so we'll set this to be 0.5 and 0.450. 0.5, 0, 0.450, 0. So there we go. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be the ending frame position. And then now what we want to do is do a local starting frame position equals U.M2.new. We're gonna say 0.5, 0. We're gonna say 1.5, 0. Just to make sure it's not visible on the screen and it's hidden. So now that we have that, what we want to do is we want to get our local frame goals, and that is going to be equal to a table, and we're going to say position equals ending frame position, and then we're going to set the transparency of it. Transparency equals 1. And it's going to be background transparency actually. Background transparency. There we go. So now that we got that, what we want to do is we want to position our well, we have the positions. We don't need to worry about that no more. We want to do our local UI stroke goals. That's going to equal this. We're going to say transparency equals 1. Because this should have a transparency. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to say local text label goals equals text transparency, which equals 1. So there we go. Okay. So now that we got that, we have all the different positions. There was something else I was wanting to do. Oh yeah, I gotta make the tween. So we'll do it right here. Local tween in info equals tween info dot new. We're gonna say 2 seconds enum dot easing style dot linear, and then enum dot easing direction dot out. There we go. So now we have that. What we want to do is we want to make a local function, and we'll say on touched event. We want to get the player, and for player I'm gonna do PLR instead. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that event real fast from our replicated storage. So we'll say local touch remote event, and this is what we created earlier, by the way. It equals replicated storage find first child player touch part event. There it is. Okay. So on this function, what we want to do is we'll say if player dot user ID equals player dot user ID, then we'll say it's gonna give me a lot of stuff. We don't gotta worry about that. We gotta get all the GUIs now. So we'll say local notification GUI. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be annoying. Goes player GUI find first child. We're gonna say notification GUI, and then, well, actually we don't want to do that yet because we gotta clone it. So we'll say what did I name it up here? Replicated GUI or local cloned GUI equals replicated GUI clone, and cloned notify GUI, and then clone notify GUI dot parent equals player GUI. So there we go. And then if clone notify GUI, or if player GUI find first child and it's a notification GUI, then We're gonna go ahead and make it do all this stuff. And don't worry about doing all this. This is just, it fills info we don't need. So we'll say, let me get rid of this. That's distracting me. So if you find the play notification GUI in the players after it gets cloned, what we're gonna have it do is do local notification mainframe equals player GUI dot notification GUI dot mainframe, and a local notification text equals player GUI dot notification GUI dot mainframe, or actually this is the easy way. Notification frame dot notify text. There it is. Sweet. Okay, and then local notification stroke equals notification mainframe dot notification or UI stroke. There it is. Okay. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna say notification mainframe dot position equals main, or what does that call it up here? Starting frame position. There we go. And then if notification mainframe dot position equals starting position, then we can go ahead and get all the info for our tween. So say local move or local mainframe tween equals tween service, and then we're gonna do dot create or two dots create. There we go. And we'll say it's gonna be our notification mainframe. And then we're gonna get our frame goals. And then we're gonna get, oh wait, not right here. We don't want frame goals here. We want tween in info and then frame goals. So pretty much how this works, it gets the instance, which is our frame, it gets the info right there, and then it gets the table of the goals. So there we go. Okay, then local main text tween equals tween service dot create. Then we're gonna do notification text, right? Yep. Notification text. Then we're gonna do tween in info. Then we're gonna do for the property, we're gonna do text label goals. Okay. Then local UI stroke goals equals tween service create again. We're gonna do our notification stroke, and then we're gonna do for tween info, we're just gonna do our tween in info. Then we're gonna do UI stroke goals. There we go. And then we're gonna do weight 0.1. Now we'll say play, or we'll say mainframe tween dot play main text tween play, and then UI stroke. Why did I do UI stroke goals? UI stroke or main stroke. If I can type tween. Main stroke tween dot play. Okay, then we're gonna go up here. If you have 2 seconds in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell it to wait 2 seconds. And then local, well, I think I already have that. I don't gotta worry about that. Oh yeah, I do need to do that. Local main notification GUI equals player, or equals player GUI dot notification GUI. And if main notification GUI, then main notification GUI dot destroy. There we go. So that's the whole script for that. And then one last thing we gotta do is we gotta connect this to the event. So we'll say player or touch remote event dot on client event. We're gonna say connect to the function of on touch event. There we go. And then we gotta connect the event over here. So we're gonna say local replicated storage equals game get service replicated storage, and a local remote event touch equals kid storage, find first child. I think I called it, what did I call it? Player touch. There it is. And then right here, we're gonna say, remote touch event dot, 2 dots, fire all clients, and we want to pass to the player, just like that. So that way, whenever we pass to the player, it gets the player here, and it runs all that. Sweet, okay. So let's go ahead, and let's get rid of this here. And let's see if this works. It did, but it didn't. And let me see why it did that. So we go to our players, and we go to our player here, player GUI. What is it doing? Oh, okay, I see what it's doing. So, it's triggering more than once every time you touch it, which is not a good thing. We don't want that. So we're gonna add a, I think we're gonna add a delay to this. Let me see here. How can I add a delay? Let me think about that for a second. Hold on. Sorry, I'm thinking of how to do this. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna say local touches equals 0, and local max touches equals 1. So as you can see, I deleted this script down here, or the part down here after whatever it was, if player, then do all this. But what we're going to do is if players, then we're going to do that. And if player and touches is less than max touches, then we'll say part dot transparency equals 1, part dot can touch equals false, and part dot can collide equals false. You're going to say touches equals touches plus 1. So that way, it should only allow me to touch it once. Alright, so let's see what happens. If I touch it once, I did touch it once, and I don't think it worked. So let's go ahead and restart that, because I didn't get to see if I had a thing over here. Play GUI, okay. See, now it's not getting my... Oh, because I forgot to fire the client. Okay. I was like, hold on, it's not working, but I know why. And we'll say, remote event touch, fire all clients, and pass to the player. So there we go, okay. So let's try this again. Touch it, and there it goes. Heh, nice. Okay. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more time. I'm going to give it 3 seconds. And I'm going to say wait 3 down here. And then, one other thing we forgot to do is set the text. So we'll say main text tween dot text equals you have touched a part. So if we press play now, it should work correctly. Maybe not. Why did it not work? Okay, I don't know why it's not working. It just worked. Is it not sending the GUI again? I'm so confused. It just worked. Players. Player GUI, right there. It is setting it. Okay, so what's broken? line 41. Oh, I said to the main text. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, we're not sending it to that. Um, notification text dot text equals you have touched a part. So what I did is I accidentally set it to the tween instead of the actual text. Oops. Okay. Symbol mistakes. You have touched a part. I think I'm gonna change that from the starting point from 0.15 to 0.11. I might set that back down to 2 and set this back down to 2. There we go. So we don't touch that. There we go. A lot better. A lot better. And just like that, we have just scripted a notification using a touch part and getting it to our notification thing, replicating it, and editing it and tweening it. So there we go, guys. And we used a remote event as well. So that's how you can make a notification system really easily off of a touch part, and that's how you can get the player through with the touch part. So that's pretty useful. It took a while to do, but it's worth it. And we're gonna name the script to player touched script. Alright. So yeah, that's the whole thing there. If you guys did enjoy, let me know. But you can do whatever you want with this. This is just really useful to get players from anything that you touch and make a whole big script like this. It looks intimidating at first, but you watch me cut it all. It's not too bad. You gotta make sure that you're good at figuring out what goes where and finding the childs. That's really all that was. It wasn't too bad. So, with that being said, we're good. That's the whole video for today. Hope you guys do enjoy. I hope my microphone audio is a lot louder than the last video. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy, just consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. It helps a lot. And thank you guys so much for watching this far if you did. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.